आज हम लोग कुछ प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस देखेंगे CSIR नेट के जो सुप्रीमम इनफीमम के टॉपिक से रिलेटेड है। सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन मेरा जो है दैट कम्स फ्रॉम दिस जून 2012 एंड इट वाज in part B, means only one option is correct. So he says there is this an which is defined by sine pi by n for the sequence a1 a2 and this, and then find the supremum. So means a1 will be equals to sine pi by 1, a2 will be equals to sine pi by 2, a3 will be equals to sine pi by and so on. So now what will be the supremum of these values we are supposed to find? So sine pi, now that we have know it is 0, sine pi by 2 it means 1, sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. Similarly we'll get sine pi by 4, it will be 1 by root 2, then you will somewhere get pi by 6, it will be 1 by 2, and so on will continue. So you can think what is the highest value of sine we can get. It is 1 and we are attaining it, we are getting the value. So the option you can say 0 and it is not attained. So the first of all 0 is not the highest value, 0 and it is not attained, not the value. 1 and it is attained, the second one is 1 and it is not attained. So first of all the highest value is 1 and it is attained, means at some point we are getting the value. So that's why option C will be correct. Next question was in December 2017 exam. It was again a part B type, means only one option is correct. Now a set is given, the x belongs to this interval, but when the value of sine on that point is greater than 0, and you are supposed to what are the infimum or supremum of the thing. So let's try to draw the graph of this function. It's starting from here -1 to 4. Just a rough idea, the value of pi is 3.14, so it must be somewhere here now, pi, and it is 0, we know that it is pi by 2, and pi by 2 it will be greater than -1, minus pi by 2, so minus pi by 2 will be somewhere here, just for an idea. It is -1, it is 1. So how can you draw the graph? The graph will be something like this. It will go from -1, then it will go to 0, then 1, and then at pi by 2 it will become 0, and then so on, like this. So now what he is asking, you can see what is the highest value. The condition is whenever sin x is possible, greater than 0. So I'm not going to include this part, so this part of the function minus, it was including for -1 to 4, so this part will not be included. Only this part is satisfying the condition that sin x is greater than 0. So what will be the supremum of this? You can see that in this interval x was belonging to -1 to 4. In this interval, what is the highest value which is satisfying the condition of sine? It is pi. So that's why infimum is less than 0. No, infimum is 0. This is the minimum point which is satisfying the condition. So infimum of s in this question is 0. So this one is incorrect. Supremum does not exist. No, it is not correct. Supremum exists and supremum is pi. The third option says supremum is pi. Fourth option is also incorrect. Now next question is again from December 17, same exam, but this time it was from part C. So what it says that you have a set of real numbers and you have some set of rational numbers. Now you have this epsilon which is between 0 to 1 by 2, and it is a number which you can take between 0 and 1 by 2. And what is special about that? Then you will define an open inter a epsilon. How? 0, 1 minus epsilon, which of the following is true. So a epsilon is something like 0, 1 minus epsilon, and the value of epsilon is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 2. So let's take a look how it should look like. So I'm first of all finding a0. It will be something like 0, 1. Then let's say I am finding it at a 0.1. So it will be something like 0, 1 minus 0.1 means 0.9. Then I am taking a 0.2. It will be 0, 0.8. Then I am taking a 0.3, and just to get the idea how it looks like, 0.7. Now you can see how it is going, and it will go to somewhere when I'll keep increasing the values है ना. So it will be 0.5, it will go till here, and it will be 0, 0.5. So now what he is asking in the first option, he is saying the supremum of this thing 0 to epsilon 1 by 2, and the supremum of epsilon is less than 1. So what is the supremum of this a? If a is a epsilon is 0, 1 minus epsilon, so what can be the supremum of this set? 0 can't be the supremum. No? 0 is less than all the other points of the interval. So always the supremum of, I am doing the first option, so always the supremum of AE, it will always be the element 1 minus epsilon 0. And whatever it is the value of epsilon, it will be the supremum. Now the second part is to find the supremum of this whole thing. Supremum of this whole thing when epsilon is between 0 and 1 by 2. So now I will find the value of this 1 minus epsilon. I will find its supremum when epsilon is between 0 and 1 by 2. So at what value this will give you the maximum answer? It will give me the maximum answer when epsilon is equals to 0. At epsilon equals to 0, this 1 minus epsilon will give me the highest value. And what will be the value? It will be 1 minus 0, that is 1. So that the answer of this thing is equals to 1. But in option 1, he is saying that it is less than 1. So option 1 is incorrect. Second option. Second option says when I have two epsilon 1 and epsilon 2 between 0 and 1 by 2, then their infimums will also be in the same order. So let me add a page. So the option 2 says I have 0 less than epsilon 1 less than epsilon 2 less than 1 by 2, and this implies that infimum of a epsilon 1 should be less than infimum of a epsilon 2. Let me see it is correct or not. Yes, it is correct. So how to check this? See, now my epsilon 1 is less than epsilon 2 है ना? Now I will try to find the infimum. If I am finding the infimum of a epsilon, and what is the value of epsilon is, it means I am finding the infimum of 0, 1 minus epsilon. So whatever value you take from 1 minus epsilon है ना, whatever value you take out of these for this interval, what will be the infimum value of the a epsilon? Always the infimum value will be 0, and 0 will be the least value. So the infimum will always be 0. So whatever is the value of epsilon, infimum is always 0. So without just thinking about any number, e epsilon 1 will be 0 for any value of epsilon, and infimum of a epsilon 2, this will also be 0. So both of these numbers are equal actually, but in the question it is saying that the infimum of a epsilon 1 is less than infimum of a epsilon 2. That's why it is not correct. Yeah? In third option it is saying if epsilon 1 is less than epsilon 2 again, then the supremum of epsilon 1 will be greater than supremum of a epsilon 2. So another page. Okay, he's saying option 3, if epsilon 1 is less than epsilon 2 and both of them belongs to the range 0 to 1 by 2, then it should imply that the supremum of a epsilon 1 should be greater than supremum of a epsilon 2. And this we will check. So if I'll first of all find what is the meaning of this. So if I have a epsilon, sorry. So the supremum of a epsilon, we have discussed that it will be supremum of 0, 1 minus epsilon. So the supremum will be always 1 minus epsilon. So now I'll find the supremum of a epsilon 1 will be 1 minus epsilon 1, and the supremum of a epsilon 2 will be 1 minus epsilon 2. Now out of these, just think which one will be greater, है ना? We will just find. So if epsilon 1 is less than epsilon 2, then if I just do this 1 minus epsilon 1, 1 minus epsilon 2, the smaller the number, when I subtract it from 1, it will result me a greater thing, है ना? So the sign will change here. So now by this inequality, what can you conclude about this? I can conclude that supremum of A epsilon 1 will be greater than supremum of A epsilon 2. Hence, which the option 3 is saying. So hence, option 3 is correct. Now it is a part C question, so there more than one question options can be correct. So we will check it further. What the fourth option is saying, the supremum of A epsilon intersection Q means the rational numbers, is equals to supremum of A intersection R other than Q means irrational numbers. So let's add one more page. It says that the supremum of A epsilon intersection Q, it should be equal to the supremum of, this is fourth option, A epsilon intersection R other than Q means irrational. It says rational numbers and it says irrational number. Okay, now the supremum of A epsilon, we know that is 1 minus epsilon, and it is clear. So whenever you take the intersection of the set with rational numbers, whatever you will get again the same thing, 1 minus epsilon, है ना? Either it is whatever is the value of epsilon, when you will take the intersection of the complete interval A epsilon with Q, again you will get the same thing, E epsilon. And when you will take this intersection of 0 comma this intersection with irrational numbers, again you will get this value 1 minus epsilon as the greatest, its supreme, and both of these values are equal, and this is what the fourth option is saying, hence the fourth option will also be correct. So in this question, option 3 and option 4 will be correct. Let's move to the next question. It was a question in June 2018. It was a part C question, means more than one options can be correct. So the set is given by t multiplied by sine 1 by t, where t belongs to 0, 2 by pi. Which of the following statements are true? He's talking about the supremum and infimum of the value. So we are just supposed to find the supremum of the set and the infimum of set. So the set A is given by t multiplied by sine 1 by t, and the value should be 0 to 2 pi. So for t, I'll do separately. What values will vary from 0? If I put 0 from the interval, and it will go till 2 by pi, है? It is just increasing. How the value of sine 1 by t will work? When I put here 0 is not included actually. So when I'll put some very small number, it will give me some value. When I'll put pi by 2 pi by here, you know, so what will happen when I'll put 2 pi by here, it will give me, here it will be something like infinity, you can say, or you can say not defined, you know, near 0. It is not defined on 0, that's why we have a open interval here, na? So now, and it will go till where? It will go, and at t equals to 2 by pi, it will give me sine pi by 2, and sine pi by 2 means 1. So we know the highest value of sine is 1, and we can't go further. So at this point, what is the highest product? So when I will find the lowest and highest values of t multiply sine 1 by t, here the 0 multiply infinite or not defined, whatever is the value, at the end I'll get 0. And when I'll multiply the highest value supremum of this 2 by pi and the highest value of 1, I'll get 2 by pi. So the overall this set, the function t sine 1 by t, will go from 0 to 2 by pi. So the highest value is supremum of this will be 2 by pi, and the infimum of the set will be 0. So now let's see which option we are matching. The supremum is 2 by pi. So the 2 by pi will be always less than 2 by pi plus 1 upon 2 n pi, because I am adding something, na? So 2 pi will be always less than. So its option is correct. Now infimum is 0. Now you can see on the right side, it is a negative term, it is a negative term. So 0 is always greater than the negative term, na? So this will also be correct. Infimum is greater than this negative term. Now supremum is equals to 1. No, it is not correct. Our supremum is 2 by pi. So not correct. infimum of A is -1, but R infimum is 0. So this is also not correct. So option 1 and 2 are correct in this question. Next. CSIR NET, it is a question from December 2019. So a part B question means only one option is correct in this question. Okay. So what it is saying, it is defining an operation less than equal to, and it is defined on the set of real numbers. So you will compare two this ordered pair A comma B and C comma D. You will say that A comma B is less than equal to C comma D when if first element of the first pair is less than the first element of second pair, or if they are not equal, then what is the condition? A and C are equal, the first elements are equal, and B is less than equal to D. Then you will say that the first element is less than the second order. Now it is defining an element 1 upon n, 1 minus 1 upon n, this thing, and with respect to it you are supposed to deal with the infimum and supremum of it. So my first of all, let me write the set. It is like 1 upon n, comma 1 minus 1 upon n. So let me just put some values of n to get an idea how the set is looking like. So at n equals to 1, it will give me 1 comma 0. Then I'll put n equals to 2, it will give me 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. Then I'll put n equals to 3, I'll give me 1 upon 3 comma 2 upon 3. Then n equals to 4, 1 upon 4 comma 3 upon 4. And now you can have an idea how it looks like. 4 upon 5, 1 upon 6, and it will give me 5 upon 6. And this is how the set will look like. Now think of this, to compare the two ordered pairs. First of all, we have to compare the first element. So you can see the first element of this 1 comma 0 is always highest. Now 1 is the greatest possible number, it will be otherwise keep reducing. So by this formula, this 1 comma 0 is the upper bound, highest possible element, all the elements are less than equal to this. And when we say when the upper bound belongs to that thing, so it is the highest element. So it is the highest element and it also belongs to the set. So I'll say that it is the supremum of E, 1 comma 0. Now think of 0. If I just keep continuing it, I'll tend to 0 comma and something like 1. I'm not going to reach it, but I'll approach towards limit of n tends to infinity E. The set will approach towards 0 comma 1. Now with this I can say that 0 comma 1 will be the least element, or it will be the least bound of the set, but 0 comma 1 does not belongs to E, it will approach. So that's why it will not be the infimum. It is not the infimum. There will be many other least lower bound of the set, but all of them are not infimum. So the set will not have any infimum. So which option matches this? So I'll write no infimum of E. So now you have you know about the supremum, you know about the infimum. So which option is correct? It is saying infimum of E is 0 comma 1. No, it is not the infimum. It is one of the lower bound, but it is not the infimum. So this is option correct. Option B says infimum of E does not exist, but supremum of E is 1 comma 0, and which we have discussed. Supremum is 1 comma 0 and infimum does not exist. So option 2 is correct. It is a part B question. You can leave the question here. But let's see further options just for discussion purpose. It is saying infimum is 0 comma 1. Don't read further, remove it. Both infimum of E and supremum of E does not exist. No, it is not correct. Supremum of E is 1 comma 0. So this is also incorrect. Option 2 is correct. Okay. So these were some questions from previous year questions for supremum and infimum. We have a complete playlist of this. If you are facing difficulty in these questions so please see the complete video for the revision of the topics related to supremum infimum, and you can see that in the playlist. You can join the Telegram and also like, subscribe, and comment on the videos if you like. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Bye bye, tata.